I remember meeting a Christian girl on a dating app back in 2017, and she seemed really, really cool. And on paper, she also had a lot of qualities I was looking for. But there was one particular flag that had me running to the hills. And in this video, I'm going to talk more about that because sometimes you might think that someone is God sent, but God is actually warning you. And so for our first date, we ended up shooting some pool. And when I first met her, she had a really good personality. She was into fitness. She was well educated, really good paying job, and even played musical instruments like I did. And all in all, it just seemed like a much better than average kind of date, right? And our personalities clicked really well. We had the same similar kind of humor and all that good stuff. And so we went on a couple more dates, and she seemed more and more, really into me and wanting to spend time together. And I was all for it because at the time I felt the same way. Until date 4. So on the 4th date, out of nowhere, she randomly tells me that she used to be married, and the way her marriage ended was that she had cheated on her husband with a coworker. And all of a sudden, it was just like this light switch went off in my brain where my body just shut down. I still remember the feeling of your limbs going ice cold and just feeling almost dead inside. And why? Well, I felt that way because that was actually a trigger for me. I had been cheated on a few times in the past, and so this was resurfacing old experiences. And not only that, but also it seemed like it was another test from God, because in the past, those partners I chose to date actually showed loyalty red flags from the beginning. But because I was coming from a place of need, I thought, oh, I'm not going to be like their ex-boyfriend. I'm going to be better. They're not going to cheat on me like they did on him. And lo and behold, it was my turn to be cheated on. And so I had a lot of pain and history associated with this. So with this date, I remember in that moment, as I'm feeling like I'm completely lifeless, she suddenly just notices it and she tells me, that's a red flag, huh? And my answer was simply, this is a deal breaker. And this is what God was really trying to show me in that situation, because sometimes He will allow the same temptation to happen over and over again until you finally realize that if you're coming from a place of need for a relationship, the devil will sometimes give you a sweet deal where it seems like you meet a perfect match in someone you've prayed for, and God is actually telling you, no, I never intended for you to be with that person. And so I finally had the courage for the first time to basically say, even though I'm really into someone and they seem really good on paper and we have really good chemistry, that if one of these values are different in terms of loyalty, I'm going to just walk away. And she tried to give me all the sweet talk and didn't want me to go. And did I feel bad for walking away? Absolutely. And I even told her, I'm not here to be your judge and I'm not faulting you. But I also don't want to be the next guy sleeping with one eye open, wondering if I'm going to be next, right? And I'm not here to say on this channel that God can never take someone who maybe has cheated and change their heart, and that through forgiveness, they could actually become loyal. That could happen, sure, but based on my experience and my values, that is not something I even wanted to entertain, because I was already guilty in the past of still trying to go forward with the relationship, trying to be the white knight, or trying to save her, or trying to fix her, or just trying to prove I'm the better guy and that this would never happen to me. And so when ego gets in the way, you're basically blocking what God is trying to tell you through discernment. And now you're going to be really having a wreck come your way by continuing in a relationship that you should never have been in. And the key verse here that I think about is 1 John chapter 4, verse 1, where we are told to test someone's spirit. See, especially in this day and age, just because someone tells you they're a believer, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have your best interest at heart. I'm not here to tell you to just walk around and be judgy and always look for fault in people, right? Because it's back to the parable of the speck in your eye versus the plank, right? All of us fall short. We're being sanctified through Christ Jesus. And even as believers, we're still going to stumble. But really in this video, what I want you to realize is you have to understand what your values are, what God is telling you, and what His discernment is trying to keep you away from. Because if you become unequally yoked with someone that doesn't share your values, you could go into a world of hurt. And so instead of the shared value being, hey, we're just both Christian, take it a step further and see what's important to you. What has God showed you? What does God say about your ideal partner and what qualities they should have? Because take it from me, from my past experiences, being cheated on multiple times, it's not fun. But what's awesome about having finally had the courage to walk away from even what seemed like an awesome situation where I was really into someone, that allowed me to not only save myself from getting hurt again, but it opened room in my life for blessings to come my way and for me to eventually meet my wife. And so you tell me in the comments before, what is a big red flag that you look out for when you're meeting someone? And for any of you that are going through a breakup right now, by the way, you can check out the description below. I've got a breakup guide I've put together just for you. And if you need to chat with me, there's a Calendly link where you can book 20 minutes with me. And let me know if you have any questions, and God bless.